The Avatar timeline is an elaborate web of history that spans thousands of years and features a series of characters fortunate with exceptional abilities. The timeline is even continued to this day, and the anticipation for the next Avatar is quite high. Maybe we'll be able to see that in the year 2025, but we'll get to that later. Known as the Avatar, each of these individuals is responsible for keeping global equilibrium by mastering all four elements: water, earth, fire, and air. The Avatar universe has captured fans across other genres, including television, comic books, and literature, all because of its deep narrative and captivating characters. So let's explore and see what we know about the past Avatars. Avatar 1. The Avatar timeline starts in ancient times when the first Avatar appeared. Known as Wan, he lived in a time where humans and spirits coexisted together. Wan became the first Avatar when he merged with Rava, the spirit of light and harmony, and gained the ability to bend the four elements. His quest to restore equilibrium to the planet created the groundwork for the Avatar cycle that would follow. Wan was born at 9850 BG. When Wan seized the element of fire, he was driven to the spirit wilds where he mastered firebending. In 9830 BG, Wan cut the link between Ra'ava and Vaatu, causing mayhem. Wan and Ra'ava began to perfect bending, with Ra'ava uniting with Wan's physical form to become the first Avatar. In 9829 BG, Wan defeated Vaatu and trapped him in the Tree of Time. Several years after defeating Vaatu, Wan strived to maintain peace amongst the warring human cities. Despite being the first Avatar, Wan was unable to end the battle and died at an undefined period. Wan's death resets the Avatar cycle, but it is unclear who the reborn spirit will become next. Here we have something interesting to notice when it comes to the history's second Avatar. We know that reincarnation follows a specific pattern. The Avatar cycle goes from fire to air, water, earth, and back to fire. When the Avatar dies, he is reincarnated into the following nation in the cycle. So we know that the next Avatar following Wan was an Airbender. This is the only piece of information known regarding the second Avatar in history. Apart from that, another Avatar who remains a mysterious figure in history is Avatar Gun. Hailing from the Ru Ming era, very little is known about this enigmatic Avatar other than the fact that they were haunted by the loss of a companion during a devastating tsunami. It is also thought that this loss might have impacted Avatar Gun's perception of themselves and their abilities. Another Avatar that we know even less about is known as Avatar Salai. Just like Avatar Gun, Avatar Salai's era, origin, element, and accomplishments are lost in time. Despite the absence of information, Salai is regarded as a standard bearer, and successors will turn to them as a role model for becoming a great Avatar. Avatar Sito. Unlike many other Avatars, who were recognized for their wartime adventures, Avatar Sito's most significant wins were in bureaucracy. Sito was shown to be from the Fire Nation, having been born during a time of conflict, with natural disasters and plagues threatening his people, as well as the threat of war among the nation's noble clans. Instead of using his position as the Avatar to resolve these difficulties, Sito joined the Fire Nation's administration. Sito gradually improved his nation through the Fire Nation's bureaucracy. Sito eventually became the Grand Advisor to Fire Lord Yosor, demonstrating his climb to prominence. Sito continued to use his power as both the Avatar and Grand Advisor of the Fire Nation to better his homeland before passing away, his spirit being reincarnated as an air nomad. Avatar Yangchen. Avatar Yangchen, being among the air nomads, was born with a profound spiritual connection. However, this connection caused her much anguish as she battled to escape visions of previous lifetimes. Despite being an air nomad known for benign interventions, Yangchen recognized the importance of taking severe measures when necessary. Yangchen had a positive impact on the world, from bridging the gap between rich and poor in Bin Air to removing the authority of Shangs, marketeers who rose to prominence when the nations were isolated from one another. She eventually died as a respected, adored Avatar, and her devotion resulted in a whole generation of peace. Avatar Kuruk. Kuruk, born within the Northern Water Tribe, was the Avatar who came after Yangchen. Kuruk's early existence was relatively easygoing due to Yangchen's long-term peacekeeping efforts. As a result, Kuruk mastered the four elements with little external intervention until bad spirits began invading the world. Kuruk eventually devoted his time to chasing out these terrible spirits in stealth, ignoring his responsibilities as an avatar. Many people considered him a failed avatar because they were unaware of his sacrifices. In truth, Kuruk's never-ending battle with dark spirits had such an impact on him that he eventually adopted a hedonistic mentality in order to feel more human and normal. Kuruk slipped farther into pleasure and misery disguised by his go-with-the-flow persona as he drank to women and picked fights with anyone to show off his bending ability. Kuruk eventually identified a ghost named Father Glowworm as the mastermind behind evil spirit attacks and participated in a lengthy battle with him. Glowworm's strength was immeasurable, but Kuruk's determination caused him to hurt the spirit enough to make him disappear for a generation, albeit at the cost of a curse and multiple painful injuries of his own. Kuruk eventually married Umi and settled down. Ko, the face stealer, once took Umi to the spirit world. This was both a punishment from Ko for Kuruk's previous conceit and the outcome of the latter's curse. Kuruk spent the rest of his life attempting to save Umi every year when the passage to Ko's lair opened, but failed each time, eventually dying at the age of 33. Avatar Kyoshi. Kyoshi, the Earth Kingdom avatar, born after Kuruk, and interestingly, Kyoshi grew up as a homeless orphan until being adopted by a guy named Kelsang. This means Kyoshi wasn't acknowledged as the avatar until she aged 16. Eventually, the Earth Kingdom's de facto leader Jianzhu assassinated Kelsang, prompting Kyoshi to seek retribution. Kyoshi defeated Jianzhu by teaming up with her parents' former criminal organization, the Flying Opera Company, before struggling to hold the Earth Kingdom together in the resulting power vacuum. Kyoshi has been able to do this her entire life. Kyoshi became a competent avatar after thwarting many uprisings and defeating Qin the Conqueror, who sought to take over the Earth Kingdom, as well as assisting the Fire Nation in putting an end to a civil war and establishing the Earth Kingdom as a constitutional monarchy. Kyoshi miraculously lived to the age of 230, maintaining peace for 2 centuries until her death and reincarnation. Avatar Roku. Roku was the Fire Nation avatar who succeeded Kyoshi and preceded Aang. Born a Fire Nation noble, Roku grew up as a friend of the royal family, particularly Fire Prince Sozin. After being revealed as the Avatar, Roku departed the Fire Nation for decades to master the 4 elements and keep international peace in the face of technological advances, cultural changes, and an increase in nationalist expansionist movements. Roku eventually returned to the Fire Nation to renew his friendship with Sozin, now the Fire Lord, and marry his boyhood sweetheart, Tamin. Later, Sozin presented himself as a world leader who supported nationalist expansionism and expressed a desire to share Fire Nation's riches with the rest of the globe. Roku urged that the 4 nations remain independent, urging his best buddy not to bring it up again. Decades passed before Roku found that Sozin had carried out his intention to create Fire Nation colonies in the Earth Kingdom. Outraged, Roku destroyed Sozin's palace and ordered him to back off, explaining that he was only sparing Sozin out of respect for their previous friendship. Roku's island experienced another 25 years of relative tranquility before being overwhelmed in a natural tragedy, including the eruption of 2 volcanoes. Sozin initially came to assist Roku before understanding that without him, the former's intentions could proceed. Sozin abandoned Roku to die, starting his invasion of the world as the next Avatar was born, Avatar Aang. The Avatar after Roku is Aang, the main character of Avatar, The Last Airbender. Aang was born when Sozin's threat of war spread globally. Aang's youth was generally tranquil until at the age of 12 he was informed of his true nature as the Avatar in response to the growing worldwide discontent caused by Sozin's conquests. Aang escaped the Southern Air Temple, terrified of losing his way of life, only to be caught in a storm and trapped in an iceberg for 100 years thanks to the Avatar state. In this century, Sozin utilized a comet to boost his power and commence his conquest, which included the entire annihilation of the air nomads. After 100 years, Aang awoke to learn about the 100-year battle and the extinction of the Air Nation. After learning the 4 elements, Aang vanquished Fire Lord Ozai, bringing an end to the century-long battle between the Fire Nation, Earth Kingdom, and Water Tribes. Aang, alongside the Fire Lord Zuko, then made an effort to forge world peace by establishing the United Republic of Nations, in which citizens of all 4 nations could coexist peacefully. Aang died at the age of 66 from the effects of being frozen for 100 years, which ended in his relatively short life. Avatar Korra. The most current avatar and successor to Aang is Avatar Korra, who debuted in The Legend of Korra. Korra, a fiery, strong, and determined Southern Water Tribe girl, was raised in solitude and trained to master water, earth, and fire. Korra was unable to airbend at the age of 17 and had yet to connect with her spiritual center. Korra eventually learned to airbend and reconnected with her previous avatars after relocating to Republic City, the capital of the United Republic of Nations. Korra triumphed over an anti-bending setting up, the dark spirit Vatu from Wan's time, a revolutionary gang set on assassinating world leaders, and a ruthless ruler. Korra accomplished this by unlocking the spirit gateways for the first time since Wan, allowing humans and spirits to coexist once again. It is unknown which avatar will follow Korra, but with Avatar, The Last Airbender's creators at the helm of Avatar Studios, additional stories are almost certainly on the way, like the Legend of Korra sequel, New Earth Avatar, that is set to release in 2025 and will reveal Aang and Korra's successor. Are you waiting for the next Avatar too? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to always stay updated. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.